So a lot of people want to know, is it okay if I use one retinol product one day and a different retinol product the next day? Coming in with CeraVe AM, SPF 50. It doesn't offer any additional benefits to alternate different retinol products. It may increase irritation. If it's not irritating to you and you're just trying to make your way through, I suppose it's okay. But generally speaking, it's best to stick to one form of active topical vitamin A. I love the finish on the sunscreen. It does have a bit of a white cast, but it's a hybrid sunscreen, so it's not like, hello, diaper rash cream on my face. It's more subtle. If you have a deeper skin tone, it will show up, however. All right, guys, get excited because we are kicking off my first ever in this kitchen baking. I have not baked anything in my kitchen yet, and what better time to kick it off than the holiday season. I've got my festive Target wreath earrings that I got many years ago. They are back. Those of you who have been here a while probably recognize them. So today, what am I going to be baking, you might ask? Arguably one of the most detested baked goods of the holiday season. It really has a bad reputation, and that is fruitcake. I'm not just making one fruitcake, I'm making two. One to enjoy on Christmas and another to gift to a friend. Of course, a festive holiday apron is an essential. Getting started, I'm going to be chopping up 2 cups of almonds. The recipe calls for half a cup of butter per loaf, so I'm going to use a cup of butter melted. I'm using the Country Crock plant butter. All right, let's nuke it in the microwave to get it melted. I'm preheating the oven to 300 degrees. All right, I have my large bowl here from, of course, Costco from many years ago. You could do this in a stand mixer, but I don't have a stand mixer. I'm just gonna use the little electric beaters, but I'm gonna measure out my flour. For the 2 loaves, I'm gonna need 3 cups total, all-purpose flour. Measure it out over the bowl. One, 2, 3. To that, I'm gonna add the brown sugar. You need 2/3 of a cup per loaf, so double that. Light brown sugar packed. 1. I don't have a 2/3 cup measuring cup, so I just double the 3rd cup. So that's 1 loaf. 1.5 loaves, and the 2nd loaf. And to that, we're gonna add our melted butter. All right, now we're gonna add our spices. So we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of allspice. 1, 2. 2 teaspoons of the, so show it to you backwards. The Kirkland Signature Organic Saigon Cinnamon, whatever cinnamon you want. 1, 2. 2 teaspoons of nutmeg. And let me tell you, when I was on the Walmart website to place my Walmart grocery delivery order, I put in mace, and of course, all sorts of pepper spray type things showed up. Anyway, we're gonna do a teaspoon of mace. Let me know in the comments what other types of recipes call for mace. I feel like maybe, is this common in Cajun spice mixes? I feel like it is. We're gonna do a teaspoon of sea salt. I don't wanna accidentally dump it in there and ruin it, so I'm gonna do it over this little measuring cup here. Half a teaspoon of baking soda. Scrape the bowl down. Looks good and crumbly and incorporated. So to that, I'm going to add the liquid from 2 cans of chickpeas. This is going to be the binder. Alternatively, you could add, I believe, 4 eggs per loaf. To that, we're going to add 1 cup of orange juice, and we're going to add half a cup of molasses. Grandma's is a proud supporter of the elephant sanctuary in Tennessee. Did you know that elephants love molasses? I love molasses. I went through a phase where I was really into that blackstrap molasses. All right, we're gonna do half a cup, measuring with my heart here, since I don't wanna dirty my half cup measuring. I'm just gonna use half of my full cup. To that, we're gonna add a little embalming fluid that I picked up yesterday at Costco, of course, liquor store, which I don't believe you have to be, ooh, that's a big bottle. I don't believe you have to be a Costco member to shop there. I could be wrong. See, this is what I think a lot of store-bought fruitcakes are missing, is the embalming fluid. We're gonna add some to the batter, and then when the cakes are done, they're gonna incubate in a coat of this stuff. And that's what allows it to not, mold. Of course, I'm gonna store it in a cool, dry place. But it also is probably what makes it taste delicious. I don't drink alcohol, but I will eat alcohol. You best believe. I like rum cakes, for example. Pass the Cavassier. That's smelling divine. And I know what you're wondering. Where's the fruit? Which we have over here in the ingredients section. Since fruitcake has such a bad rap, I always think to myself, like, do they sell all that? What happens to the unused candied fruit mix? Isn't that weird looking? Matches my earrings, huh? The whole tub. Now this particular candied fruit mix has orange peel, lemon peel, cherries, citron, pineapple. Those are the fruits of our labor. We're also gonna add in our roughly chopped nuts. We're not doing slivered here, okay? So we're doing rough chop. We're gonna do some dried cranberry, or craisin dupe, if you will, because no need to buy Craisins branding. Do you guys really think that Craisins is substantially different from Great Value sweetened dried cranberries? I don't think so. It smells good. Those smell good. Because I've gotten Craisins before that have been dry, Craisins the brand, that have been kind of too dry for their own good, you know what I mean? These look nice and soft. These have become difficult to find. They used to be everywhere until the day I want to make a fruit cake and they're nowhere to be found. These are chopped dates. And I know what you're thinking, just buy dates and chop them yourself. I don't want to do that. I want the chopped ones. These little nuggets, I couldn't reproduce that. You guys have way too much confidence in me. I'm just gonna do the whole bag. Calls for 2 cups. I'm also gonna just dump in the rest of these craisins. Why not? Because I don't want this little bit floating around here. That'll get on my nerves. Okay, so we got the fruits, we got the nuts. Now we gotta mix. We gotta mix everybody together. Ooh-wee! This is looking fantastic so far. I'm feeling confident here, you guys. I'm feeling pretty confident that what we have here is not failure to communicate. Not failing to communicate at all. I just feel like Charles Dickens is gonna pop out and give me a high five for what I'm doing here, because this, ladies and gentlemen, the title of this recipe, it's not just fruitcake. It's an old English style fruitcake. That's what we're making here, according to this food blogger. I will say, people complain about recipe blogs. The recipe is like, you gotta scroll through, you don't wanna read everything. I actually read everything in here because I've never made a fruitcake before, and I didn't, I wanted all the backstory before I committed to this, because these are a lot of ingredients to source. So I don't want to screw it up, So if there's some little pearl in there, that's how I knew about the eggs, that you could use eggs, because this was originally her grandmother's recipe. All right, that looks good and mixed. We're gonna prepare these with a little, of course, Kirkland parchment paper. No, I'm not sponsored by Costco. I'm just one of those Costco nets. Those of you who watch, you already know that. There's a lot of room for error in opening these kind of things. Like one mistake and it's never gonna tear off properly. Seal here. Oh, look at that. Costco making it easier. They are clean, in case you were wondering. I put dirty clips in there. All right, and this is gonna seem extra, but I think it makes all the difference. So before I got started, I weighed my bowl. Now we're gonna weigh the batter. 4,696 grams. That is up from 1121. 3,574 grams divided by 2 is 1,787 grams per loaf of batter. Since I'm gonna bake them at the same time, I don't want one to be overdone, if you know what I mean. All right, 1787. Ugh, boy, she's heavy. All right, we're at 991 grams. Keep it going, keep it going. This is gonna be a dense loaf. We got 1789. Call that precise enough. Whoever invented the spatula, they need their own national holiday, or international holiday, I should say. Here's a close-up of them before they go in. There's 1 and 2. All right, y'all. All right, guys, they've been in there for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Ooh. Look at how gorgeous. All right, I'm just gonna put a little foil over them and pop them back in. So now they're gonna bake for an additional 30 minutes. So that'll be a total of 2 hours and 15 minutes. These smell amazing. So they're all baked up. Just gonna let them cool completely and then we'll move on to the next step. It is 8:15. See, this is what I love about parchment paper. This right here is weightlifting. All you have to do is lift this parchment paper right up out of the loaf pan. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in with the cognac. We're gonna pour some in the Pyrex here. This is cheesecloth. We're gonna soak the cheesecloth in the cognac. I sterilized these cheesecloths per the instructions in boiling water. It was a teenage wedding and the old folks wished them well. Fondy and 1715. What does VSOP mean? Comment below. I'm ignorant as to what that is. Martell VSOP is matured in barrels of fine-grained oak, revealing subtle woody overtones that enrich the cognac's luscious fruit aromas. I was always under the impression with a lot of these kind of things, and maybe a different type of recipe, you soak the fruits in liquor before you proceed, before the baking. But maybe that's another delicacy. Let me know if you do soak cakes yourself. I have a lot of cognac here, so I may be experimenting with some additional recipes this holiday. This is the kind of thing you need to be snacking on while you're reading towards the night before Christmas. Blah, 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 and find out. That's what we're doing here. I'm putting them in there for overnight just so they can chill out, but I'm kind of thinking I might be able to just store them in here in my top little oven. Provided I don't turn it on, that would be just my luck. Go through all that work and then be like, oh, let's heat something up in the top oven. And then all of a sudden, what's that plastic smell? And like I said, I'm gonna be gifting one to a friend who is very blunt. So we'll have independent peer review and I will report back to you all. And those of you who are brave enough to try it out for yourself and make it at home along with me, comment below. Are you gonna do it? take a look at the recipe. Go to the store and buy the container of the dried fruit. That's gonna be the gateway. Because once you get that, what else are you gonna do with it but make the fruitcake, right? So recently I finished up the CosRX snail mucin, and I am using the, I put on the Hyalu Sika sleeping pack from Skin 1004. I purchased that earlier this year, finished up a tube of it, ended up really liking it. No surprise, because the serum in that line is really good. Like it's a Korean skincare favorite of mine. And the sleeping pack's pretty good too. What I like about the sleeping pack is it's got polyglutamic acid in it, and it also has melatonin, which is kind of hard to come by as far as an antioxidant in skincare. We always get like niacinamide, which that has, but there's not a lot of usage of melatonin. Coming on with the barrier jelly, love this stuff. It's especially good like right here. Sometimes I get like dry skin under my neck, itch, especially like sweat kind of collects there, and I get like a little bit of itch and irritation. I have a tendency to get itchy on my neck, and like that really helps, especially like right here. Anyways guys, I'm gonna wrap this vlog up here. I hope you are having a fantastic winding down of the weekend. Don't get those Sunday scaries, okay? Don't get those Sunday scaries. You're going to be fantastic because I said so. You are going to be fantastic. You are fantastic, and you will be fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If so, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.